Hi, I'm Angela Hubbard, Executive Director of PRO Mid-Atlantic, and in this brief tutorial video, I am going to walk you through the various categories in our PRO Remodeler of the Year Awards program and category selection. So first, you would visit pro.awardsplatform.com to get to the awards portal. If you haven't already done so, your first step would be to register and create a login account that you can use to upload your entry. You may have more than one person who will be utilizing this portal. So if so, choose a common email address and then share those login credentials among your team. You will have to create a password, agree to the privacy policy, cookie policy, terms of service, etc., and then agree to receive an email communication from the portal. Once you submit this and register, you'll receive a verification email verifying that the email that you submitted. And then anytime you return to the portal, you would just come to this step over here and log in. So I'm going to log in using my credentials. And then the homepage of the web portal looks like this. You may come in and see it looking like that. And if so, just click here. This will allow you to revisit your entries. You can see that I have one open entry down here. It goes through the deadlines and fees, and then you can see the complete program rules and guidelines. And this is what we're focusing on today in this tutorial, our complete category list. So as we come over here, we can see the various categories that we offer, everything from a small interior element under 30,000 up to an entire house project, 750 and over. So you could see all of the categories here, and I recommend taking a look at all of them before making decisions on which category to enter. First, I would like to bring your attention here to cost. Cost is defined as the construction contract price, including any extras, change orders, and the fair market value of the materials and products that were purchased, sweat equity and in-kind services provided, and any subcontract work. Any homeowner provided products, services, or labor should also be included. That is a little more difficult to calculate. All markups and profit should be included in the cost provided. And for member-owned projects, cost should include normal markups as if the project was contracted to an outside client. Design fees, however, are not included in the project cost. We found over the years that design build firms were including them, but other companies may not have realized to do so. So we wanted to level the playing field. All right, we're going to come back up to the tippy top, and I'll walk through each of these various categories with you. So for residential interior, we have three categories or three price points. A residential interior project might be those like a home theater, media room, a wine room, an attic conversion, an office space, a restoration project, or a bath or a kitchen with adjacent spaces included. This category does not include basements or room additions. So you are limited to the existing footprint or the original footprint of the project. And then if you break out of that original footprint, that would be an addition. If it's simply a kitchen by itself or a bathroom, that should be entered into a kitchen or bath project. Then we get to residential interior element. That is just taking one element from a project. Maybe it's a beautiful staircase or a fireplace or a tile project or something like that that you've done, some impressive millwork. You can break out and just enter the project for interior element. There's under 30,000 and 30,000 and over. Then we come to the residential kitchen, a very popular category for our members. We have three price points in this category. There is under 75,000, $75,000 to $150,000, and over $150,000. Just note that you can provide pictures that might show adjacent spaces, but the judges will only focus on the kitchen. If you are trying to get a project, a kitchen project with an adjacent space, maybe a mud room or a powder room or a dining room or a wet bar that is in an adjacent space to the kitchen, you would want to enter that as a residential interior project. So here we're just looking at those amazing, beautiful kitchens and what you're doing there. Residential bath. Same goes for this. We have 3 price points: under 50,000, 50,000 to 100,000, and over 100,000. Again, the bath project is the bathroom is the only thing that the judges will look at. So if you have a bathroom project that has an adjacent space, maybe a makeup room or a clothing closet or a dressing area, then you would want to consider entering that in the residential interior category. Basements. This is becoming a more and more popular category for our members. We have under 150,000 and 150,000 and over. Work here must be done within the existing walls of the structure, and so additions are excluded from this. Now, you could have a basement that transforms into a media room, a kitchen, a wet bar. Any sort of basement project would qualify here as long as it is in the existing walls of the structure. The entire house category, these are for those bigger projects where you may have multiple additions or multiple rooms of the home that have been transformed. It also can include exterior spaces as well, and multiple additions. So this is a really fun category, and basically you can show pictures and plans to help highlight those portions of the home that were retained, as well as how you utilized materials and kind of integrated those to match the existing project or existing structure. New custom home. This was a new category in 2021, 2022. Basically, we have 2 price points there: under 45,000 or over 45,000 square feet. And this may include a previously constructed foundation, but everything else about the project has to be new. So you cannot, anything that pulls in elements above the foundation, that is a remodeling project and should not be entered in the new custom home category. Condition living space above grade is what we're looking at here. And those accessory dwelling units, they should be entered in the residential detached structure category. And we'll get to that as we go forward. Then we come to our residential addition. We have residential addition under 250, 250 to 500, and over 500,000. This includes those attic build outs where any project that you have broken through the existing structure of the home and it increases livable space. And then let's see, anything else? Interior and exterior photos, since you are moving out of that original footprint, can be shown to show how you've tied in this addition to the existing architecture and design. Residential detached structure. As I mentioned before, these are those detached structures like an accessory dwelling unit, garages, pool houses, studios, guest houses, sheds, gazebos, pavilions, anything outside, detached from the home that you have renovated. And again, interior and exterior photos may be used. Residential exterior. Here we are, we're moving outside the home. And so we have the 3 price points there: under 100, 100 to 200, and over 200,000. These are any alterations to the exterior of the residence, porticos, porches, glassed or screened enclosures or greenhouse rooms, those unconditioned spaces, windows, dormers, and exterior resurfacing like siding and stucco. So anything that you've done to enhance the overall appearance of the exterior. In this case, exterior photos may be used, and interior photos of attached unconditioned spaces may also be used. So those screened enclosures or glass enclosures, you could show interior photos of those. Residential exterior element. Similar to the interior element, this is just a small element of your project. We have an under 30,000 and a 30,000 and over category. So this might be like an outdoor fireplace or beautiful water feature, some millwork or masonry work, columns, railings. Have fun with this one. It should prove to be a fun category. Then we move into our two commercial categories. We have a commercial interior, and those, of course, would be projects, commercial projects that are within the existing walls of a commercial structure, and commercial exterior, remodeling performed on the exterior of an existing commercial structure. If you have a commercial project that you've added an addition, you could enter that depending on what you're trying to showcase, either in the interior or exterior, depending on which category you feel it best fits. If you have any questions on that, the portal shows my email address, executive@promidatlantic.org, and my phone number, and you can reach out to me and we can help you pick the right category. Home automation and entertainment and media. This is a somewhat new category. I think we probably added it about a year or two ago. It is those indoor, outdoor, and whole house integrations. It can be residential or commercial. It could be those great home theaters, smart shades or lighting, smart home control, security, specialty solutions, anything that is making those the home more automated. And then we get into creative solutions, another fun category that was recently added. This is part of a larger job. Maybe you have taken a garage and transformed it into a workout room or a place where the family can entertain. Maybe you've taken a stair area under a staircase and transformed that to more usable space. So again, this is a fun, creative use project. Then we get into our residential landscape design and outdoor living. This is becoming more popular, especially throughout the pandemic. And so we're looking at landscaping, pathways, driveways, patios, pagodas, outdoor kitchens, decks, terraces, pools, spas, etc. And this is, of course, exclusive to existing structures. Then we get into our residential historic and renovation and restoration category. We have the two price points, under $250 and $250 and over. And this is a specialty category. The property has to be, or the residence has to be 75 years old or older, and then any changes have to closely match the architectural style and building type. Any and all products used are to be materials authentic to the style of the time that the building was originally constructed, paying special attention to like period coloring and period trim detail. So restorations missing historic features should not be entered into this. So you would, there's an additional judging question that asks specifically about how you have tied in those existing elements. Then we get down to the green category. If you enter any of our green categories, there are 3 of them, you would be required to submit a green checklist, and that would allow you to earn points based on the different sustainable products and eco-friendly standards and practices that you've used. So again, the interior, we would include residential kitchens, baths, those residential interior projects, interior elements or basements. additions would go into the additions category. So again, here, it's only those projects within the existing structure of the home that would be considered in the residential interiors, the green category. And at this time, we do not allow commercial projects in this. All green category projects will be judged by green certified professionals. We then move to the green residential exteriors category. Same thing here, using sustainable, eco-friendly standards and practices, completing that green checklist that you can download in the portal. And then this is looking at residential exterior projects, the detached structure projects, the landscape design and outdoor living. Again, they will be judged by a green certified professional. And you can also enter projects in multiple categories. So you could enter your project in the residential exterior category and enter that same project here in the green category. Of course, additional, that would require 2 separate entries and additional fees. Same with the entire house and addition in the green category. The same rules apply for the entire house and addition, but then you're adding that element of the green modifications that you've made. And so this is looking at entire house, residential addition, historic renovation and restoration can all be submitted here in this green category as well. And so just think about that whenever you're entering any project. You could think about, can I break out? So if you have a residential interior project, is there that element that you could break out and have 2 project entries? Or if you did an entire house, could you break out the kitchen or the bath or an interior space in that? And also, so entering that same project in multiple categories with additional fees. And then we get down to universal design. Again, we have 3 universal design categories. We have the interior, exterior, and entire house addition. Same thing applies here. There's the universal design category checklist. You'll have to download that, fill it out. There are specific questions for each type of project. So there are questions for exteriors that, of course, would not apply to your interiors, and it is based on a point system. So there's a certain number of points expected for each type of entry, and that information is provided in that checklist. So again, for the interiors, we're looking at those residential interiors, the kitchens, the baths, the basements, an interior element, or an addition. So that is that category there. And then here we get down to the exteriors. Actually, I made a mistake here. The additions would be down here in the universal design and addition. So I'll need to edit this form. I apologize for that. Universal design exteriors, those are those outdoor living projects, residential exteriors, again. And so you would want to enter that here in the universal design and complete that checklist for those projects. And finally, entire house and addition, again, same sort of thing applies. Download the universal design checklist. These larger projects will require a higher number of points in that checklist, and more of the questions will apply to those type of projects. So that's it. That completes all of the 44 categories. And as I mentioned before, if you have any questions, my phone number and email address are in the portal, the awards portal. I'll give that to you here. However, executive@promidatlantic.org. And my cell number is 804-304-7922. Thanks again for watching this tutorial. I encourage you to watch navigating the awards portal tutorial. There's a portal on reviewing all of the guidelines, and then one on how your project will be judged and going over those judging criteria and tips for a successful entry. Good luck.